Hi folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out Transport Fever. It's important to note that what you're looking at here is a preview build, so everything that you're about to see is subject to change. And of course, it goes without saying this is not a review, just simply a gameplay video showing off some of the game's features. It's also important to stress real quick that I just got my press copy today, so this is going to be a first impressions video. I'll be learning as I play. The developers behind this game are the same folks who made Train Fever, so I'll be drawing my experience from that game in order to play this one. I don't know how similar the two games are, but we'll see. So let's go ahead. There's a tutorial, campaign, free game, load game, and settings. Under settings, under graphics, you've got screen resolution all the way up to 3840 by 2160 or 2880 by 1800, whatever you want. I'm personally using 1920 by 1080 here. Graphic settings, low, medium, high, very high. I'm going to go ahead and turn off anti-aliasing. Ambient occlusion. I normally keep stuff like that off too, just to help the frame rate when I'm recording. Reflections, HDR, shadows, geometry, textures. I guess we'll leave that as is. Audio. I've got the music off for the sake of the commentary and to prevent copyright issues. But you'll notice that the plus and minus boxes here, basically this little UI setup is the same as Train Fever for those of you that have played that. Controls. You've got invert panning, invert rotation, edge scrolling, that kind of thing. Key mapping. I'm not going to go into that. Interface, distance units, speed units, so you can sort of customize your look. For example, I changed from kilometers or meters to miles. I've changed kilometers per hour to miles per hour just because I'm in America and those are the things I normally see. Let's see, then we've got the interface advanced. You can do autosave off or up to 5 years. Send crash reports. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. I'll be anxious to see how this plays. Did my graphics settings save before I move on? It did not. Okay, I hit cancel instead of apply, so let's go ahead and redo that. Okay, so let's go ahead and try out the tutorial, see how she plays.
A trade needs to be learned, and that applies to future transport tycoons too. Learn how to gain an overview of your empire and obtain key figures for your business. How to build your first yards of road and lay your first railroad tracks. This tutorial will teach you the basic operations of the game.
Alright, cool.
A trade needs to be learned, and that applies to future transport tycoons too. Learn how to gain an overview of your empire and obtain...
Alright. Okay, so that was quite unsuccessful. I tried 2 more times to access the tutorial off camera, and unfortunately the text just repeated and crashed on me like you saw, so we're not going to be doing the tutorial today. Rather, we'll try the free game. Hopefully that works, and I guess we'll just wing it. So there's Europe and USA. That's one thing that Train Fever does. It started with Europe, and then the USA DLC was introduced. Europe had more like Greenland, whereas USA had this... I don't know, it's sort of like the Old West. Everything was sand and shrubbery, and it looks like that's what this is. Shrubland vegetation and American vehicles. And then this one is a mixed forest vegetation. So for those of you who have played Train Fever before, you'll be somewhat familiar with this. And the same thing with the UI here. Small, medium, large, world size. Terrain type, flat, medium, hilly. Start year, 1850, 1900. Yeah, so very similar to Train Fever in that regard. Why don't we just leave it on default? I'm going to go ahead and do Europe because I do want to see green as opposed to just sand. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hit start. Okay, so here we are. It took about 2 minutes to get past that loading screen, although there was a message that warned me that there was some first-time compression going on, so that might have something to do with it. Anyway, here's a look at the game. For those of you that have played Train Fever, I have a feeling I'm going to be saying this a lot. It's very similar. I mean, it looks like you've got yeah, forestries here, which produces this wood. You've got things like farms. Okay, now that's new. That's one thing that was not available in Train Fever. This one produces grain and livestock. Okay, and then this one over here is what? A goods factory. Okay. Requirements. Can I have yeah, planks, plastic, planks, and steel. And then that produces goods. Okay. And like Train Fever, for those of you that have never played it, basically, you're trying to get these little towns here to grow. If I zoom in on one, for example, now if it's like Train Fever, I should be able to select the name here. Yep, and it'll come up. And it should tell me, how well it's doing. Population 197, line usage is poor. Shopping facilities, you've got tools, food, and goods, and you can see it's poor. Obviously, there's nothing really getting to it right now, but that's our job. We're supposed to be transporting stuff to these locations. Now, in Train Fever, there was an overlay that allowed me to see which of these buildings were residential, which ones were commercial. Um, I'm going to take a look here. Yeah, bottom right-hand corner, land use. There we go. So, what's green? Okay, green is residential, from the looks of it. Blue is commercial. Yellow is... Okay, so they've changed this color scheme. In Train Fever, yellow was like your parks. And I think blue was residential. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know it was a different color scheme. Here, it's adopted a SimCity-esque kind of color scheme, where green is residential, blue is commercial, yellow is industrial. It's got, the typical RCI colors, which we're all accustomed to, for those of you that have played SimCity. So that's cool. I'm going to leave that on for the moment. I just want to see... Yep, people are walking along. And that's with the anti-aliasing and the ambient occlusion off. It's really, really good. Alright. Now, the build menu in Train Fever was off to the side, if I remember right. It was off to the right-hand side. It looks like our build menu now is on the very bottom. Let's take a look at what else we have. Ley lines? Oh, contour lines, not ley lines. Yeah. Ley lines are something completely... I just watched the Ghostbusters, so I've got the ley lines stuck in my head. Anyway, yeah, so you can see the contour lines here. Cool stuff. Even has a little guide here. Major contour, minor contour, intermediate contour. What's this one? Waters, huh? Navigable waters. Build high bridges over rivers so that ships can pass through. Okay. That's a new overlay I'm not used to seeing. So this is sort of like Train Fever 2.0. I mean, at least that's my first impression of this. The look is very, very similar. The UI is similar. And setting up the game, all your options, that's similar too. No warnings. Okay, that's the warnings in the upper part of the screen. Again, I had to bypass the tutorials, so I'm just learning as I go, trying to wing it. Now, trains, I'm guessing this is an information overlay. I'll just click on one. Okay, I'm not seeing anything yet. Okay, I guess I have to put stuff down before I actually see anything. Upper left-hand corner, achievements. First bus stop, first train station, first line. Okay, so these are achievements to shoot for. Options, save, load. I'm guessing that's music player. Oh, cool. What's the music player? It's stopped right now, but I guess you can load custom music, possibly. Settings, and then quit game and return to the main menu. All right, let's take a look at the build menu. Well, on the very bottom right, you've got time controls and the date. So I can pause, time, whatever. Now, the game will play by itself, even if I don't build anything. They'll try to transfer goods via roads. In fact, that was one of the overlays in Train Fever. I could actually see the goods travel on the road. And that helped me determine where I should start building. But I don't see that particular option here. Oh, land value or land use? No, building. I want... Oh, so you can toggle between... Let's go back to a town. Building value, land value. Oh, so you're changing the color. Okay, the shading. Okay, land use. Cool. Okay, so you can actually toggle between different settings there. All right, again, build menu. So you've got, it looks like track, standard tracks, and this is a signal. Okay. You can build roads, raise, lower with M and N keys. Okay, so you can do that. Streets, street modification tool. Tramway, upgrade with tram tracks. Okay, what's this star? Upgrade. Okay, so you can upgrade. So you've got large streets, for example. I don't want to waste my money. Again, very similar to Train Fever. You started with Train Fever with like 3 million or something like that. Same thing here. But yeah, it looks like you could do like large roads. I guess if I hover over this, you can see them. There we go. That's what that looks like. Or if I put this on that, and maybe small one. There we go. So yeah, you can upgrade pretty easily there. Toggle that off. Let's take a look over here. What's this? Okay, so we've got a train station and a terminal station. Terminal station for passengers and a train station for passengers. Okay. I'm not used to the terminal stations. I wonder what that's all about. So what's the difference between a terminal and a train station? Again, I'm guessing it's based off. I mean, I guess the train is for. It says for passengers though, so I'm wondering. I don't know. Can it be used for cargo too? I mean, it says for passengers, but I thought that maybe one would be for passengers and the other one would be for cargo, but I'm mistaken. Ah, cargo. Okay, so here's the two tabs here. One's for cargo and one's for. Okay. So under the cargo, we've got a freight station, train station for cargo, and a freight station. Freight station and a freight station. So maybe they do the same thing? Although this one... Okay, just to put that here, is 106K. This one is... Oh, it's one-ended. That's what that is. Okay, so this one here, it's basically, this is the end. Okay. And this one is a two-way. Okay, so it just continues. I wonder if it's the same thing over here. Yeah, this is an end station, and this is sort of like a mid station. Okay. That's cool. Alright, let's take a look at this one here. What's this? This is a train depot by... Okay, yeah. Buy and used... Okay. Got that. Next up, we've got... Okay, this I'm guessing this is for buses. Again, with the passengers. With passengers, you've got a bus tram stop, station, and a large bus tram station. And then over to cargo, we've got a truck station and a large truck station. It can hold 4 large cargo terminals, as opposed to the 2. And then this one is probably the depots, yeah. Tram depot or road depot. And then we've got ships. Next one over. That's completely new to me. I'm not used to the ships. So the first option here is a harbor. That's for passenger ships. This one here is for cargo. And then this one here is for a shipyard. Okay, so it's basically the same deal, only on water. We're going to have to experiment with that a bit when I've got more money. Then you've got this airplane symbol. I can't click on it yet. I'm trying to, but it's not letting me. I wonder if I have to unlock that at some point. Maybe via achievement. Smooth terrain, raised terrain, lower terrain. Then this next button over. Tree brushes, rock brush. Okay, so there's various things here that I can put down for aesthetic purposes. What the heck is this? Danger signal left. Maybe these are placeholder graphics. That's maybe what the P's are for. Alright. Very cool. Let's see if I can get something started here. Again, one thing that Train Fever allowed me to do was toggle on the land use and see where things were going. But I'm not seeing that here. I can't see what's going by road already and then build off of that. I sort of have to guess. Or just look at these different production buildings. There's a farm here. That sounds like the pig from Minecraft or something. Alright, grain and livestock. Alright, so we have to turn that into bread, I'm assuming, or food. So let's see if there's anything nearby. No, nothing there. There's another one here. Alright, this turns... What is this? Requirements. Crude oil, products, oil, or fuel. Okay. What's this one? Okay, oil. Okay, so we could create something connecting to here, but we need to create a road to do it. So why don't we could do a cheapy road. Just close that for a minute. I was trying to... Oh, okay. Check. Again, one thing I learned from Train Fever was small segments is actually much more efficient. especially when hills are involved. Looks like it's got the same issue as Train Fever. Sometimes if you grab or put this down in the wrong way, it'll create like a turn when you don't want it to be a turn. Alright, it'd take forever if I just did segments. Alright, we'll do it to here. Alright, and again, we're trying to bring it down there, and then we'll create a line. Yeah, see what I mean about the turns here? Like, although that might work out to my advantage, going around this hill. Nah, just forget that. Let's turn on the contour lines. Yeah, see, there's a hill right here. Trying to get up and over that would be a pain. We might come at it from this side, where it's a little bit more flat. So we'll do something like that. Again, short segments, because we are on hills here. No, I don't want to... Yeah, what is up with that? I have not figured that out from Train Fever. Sometimes it gets a little weird on me. Alright, so we're going to do, again, nice short segments. Yeah, the road is sort of affected there. And... let's come at it from this side. Going downhill. I've got 2.75 million. Okay, so we're connected here. Now that is much more efficient than going all the way around. So let's see if we can tram track. Keep, yes, no. What are the settings here? That's weird. Anyway, so what are we doing? Okay, so let's create... to get used to the menus all over again. Passengers, cargo. Okay. That's trains. We don't want trains. We want... For right now, we're going to start with just regular vehicles. Road depots. Yeah, let's do just road. Okay, so we're going to put... How do we rotate this? Okay, R does that. Q and E, that's the camera. But how do I rotate the actual building? I wonder if it's in the options menu. The keybinds. Controls. Pause, cycle, camera. Help, close all. Show, hide, toggle. No. I don't want to show, hide anything. I want to rotate. Construction option M and N. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Let's try it. Alright, open this back up. Alright, let's try M and N. Yep, that's it. Okay. So M and N rotate the building. So we're going to put that there. And now we need to create a few vehicles. Stagecoach or a horse wagon. Okay, just like in Train Fever, some are for passengers, some are for cargo. The stagecoach here, it says cargo type passengers. You can also hit these tabs here to filter. But we're going to want the horse wagon for this. It basically carries everything. Logs, livestock, coal. In Train Fever, as you unlocked new technologies and new vehicles, certain vehicles would only be able to transport this or transport that. Oh, you can even change the color. That's cool. Well, I'll leave it default for right now. Alright, well, let's go ahead and buy a few of these. Configuration automatic. Oh, okay. Logs, livestock, coal, iron ore, stone, grain, crude oil, steel, planks, plastic, slag, oil, construction material, machines, fuel, tools, food, and goods. So those are all the different resources in the game, as far as I can tell. So we're going to buy... well, I just clicked it. There we go. That's 1, 2... We'll do 3 vehicles for right now, and then we can always upgrade that later. But now we need to set lines. That's one thing I haven't seen yet. The line manager. Is that what this is? Line manager. Okay. If it works very similarly to Train Fever, which it should, we can set... We have a new line. These are our depots. So if we go new line, and they're even color-coded, just like in Train Fever. And then when it's done, we should see a yellow line here show up between the two places. Now, we also need stations. That's one thing I forgot. So why don't we go back to road, and then to cargo here. And we'll do a truck station. We'll put one M and N. I wonder if there's an easier way to do that. It's one, and we need one over here. Okay. N and M. Alright. So now that we've got that, now we can assign stations. Add station. 1. We're going to go from there to here. Okay, and we've got our first line. Create a line with at least 2 stops. Okay, so we've got these 3 road vehicles, and we can set line all to road 1, or to line 1 rather. And they should all... There they go. Now can we follow them like before? Let's close this down. Can we select this? Oh, we got to turn this off. There we go. Set line, reverse. There we go. Now, obviously, there's nothing here. But, yeah, these... I don't know why he stopped here. But, yeah, they should be heading up here now. And that'll give this place time. If we played our cards right, this should recognize that, hey, this is nearby. We should drop things off here so that it can be transported down there. Again, this is oil, crude oil. And this is going to take that crude oil and turn it into oil and fuel. Supposedly. We'll find out, though. Let's go ahead and speed up time and make sure we did that right. And we can also rename these lines, too. We don't have to keep it at line 1. We can open this up, and we can do, say, just crude oil. First cargo waiting. Okay, yep, there's some cargo there. Crude oil. And we can always rename that, too, based on the name of these locations here. Like, this is Cane Sham South. Is that how you pronounce it? Click that. Cane Sham South. Okay. So we could, name it that. And there you go. Okay, let's adjust the window. Now the frequency is important. Based in train fever, that determines how long it takes for these goods to get down there. Although, right away, sometimes the figure that's given to you right away is not accurate. It needs a few revolutions or few completions to actually determine the correct figure there, because these will spread out over time. And then the balance is how much money you're making off of that. Now there's a little show tasks here. Send all vehicles to... Oh, that's very neat. Send all vehicles to depot. Send all vehicles to depot and sell on arrival, and delete line. Can we set up auto replacement? That's one thing that we were able to do in Train Fever after a while. As these things broke down, we had to replace them, and we could set them on auto replace. So I'm looking for something like that. Set line, go to depot, reverse. I don't see that yet. That either that's coming or that's just not going to be a feature when the game launches. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so now we've got... Now, as a result of this oil here, I'm noticing that it's not traveling on the roads. I wonder if we can turn that on somewhere. Yeah, you didn't pick up very much. You might need more vehicles. I don't think 3 wagons are going to cut it. Yeah, we're going to need more transport vehicles. That's okay. In the early... I mean, again, the year is, what, 1852? I can't see past my frames per second indicator there, but in the early days, I mean, you weren't able to pick up much with a stagecoach. But as you got more technology and better vehicles, you could pick up more. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and buy more road vehicles. Again, more horse wagons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, again, set line all, but let's close those down. Set line all, crude oil, that's what we named it. And now more has been added. Yep, so now they're on their way. Again, why one stops there is beyond me, but okay. But now, this guy should be producing a lot more. Production is 40 out of 100. Line usage, yes. Now, because we built more wagons, our frequency went down to 3 minutes. So that's actually better for us. That'll be a nice signal to these guys saying, hey, you can go ahead and produce more. You know, we're producing a lot. And in Train Fever, after a while, if you reached your limit, it would upgrade automatically to something better. So we should be seeing a return on this at some point. Let's try passengers just to see how they fare. I suppose we can create a something between these two. Ashby Wolds and Sand Ostel. Now, our residential zones are here and mainly here. So I may want to create a station somewhere on this side of things. Alright, not a train station. Again, like in Train Fever, stations are very, very, very expensive. And if built in the early game, it could sap you dry financially. So one of the strategies in Train Fever would be to create some truck stops first, get some money that way, and then with the money that you're earning from road vehicles, go ahead and start building trains. Alright, first cargo item transported. Awesome. Alright, well, let's extend this road a bit, because this is... No, not that way. Stop that. I'm trying to go straight with it. There. And building roads in Train Fever also paved the way for more housing. So if I were to successfully create a stop here, we might see houses sort of form around this area. But we'll see if that's the case here. I don't see why it wouldn't, to tell you the truth. So we're going to put a station down, as opposed to... We'll put this right here. Oh, cool. It even highlights these houses, telling you... Oh, cool. I really like that. It's in range of these guys. Okay. Well, actually, let's put it here. It makes more sense to put it here. But hopefully we'll see some housing show up right here. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to create a stop. The question is where? Because this is pretty cluttered. See, that doesn't reach a lot of people there. I might have to demolish one of these houses. Sorry, guys. All right, let's put a line here. And we'll get more. Yeah, let's create more roads, and hopefully that'll spur growth. Construction not possible. There. Happy? Okay. So now we've got our two stations. We need a depot as well. And we need... What are we trying to do here? Oh, there we go. Road depot, tram depot. Buses and trucks. Alright. So why don't we do... I'm going to put the depot outside of town. Out of the way. Buy road vehicles. Alright, so the stagecoach is what we want for the passengers. So I'm going to buy like... Alright, we got 6 of them. I suppose that's good. But now we need the line before we can assign them anywhere. So I'm going to close these out. Let's close this out. It's making a lot of noise. And we need a new line. It's going to be the green line. And we're going to add this station. And we're going to add this station over here. And that's line 1. We can, again, rename it to something else. We could do Ashby Woods or whatever. Oh. Close. I'm trying to rename it. Okay, yeah, there we go. Mouse cursor was giving me a hard time. Ashby to... I'm not going to type it all out. What's the other place? Lower St. Austell. I'm just gonna say Austell. A-U-S-T-E-L-L. Alright. And then we're gonna set line all over here to Ashby to Austell. And they should be on their way. Frequency is 6 minutes. We might have to do more coaches Possibly. We'll see. Let's close that for a minute. You know what? Let's go ahead and buy more road vehicles. How about 2 more? Set line all that. Frequency is now 4 minutes. Okay. Well, we're starting to turn a profit on the other one here. 23.9K. First bus arrived. Okay, good. So we should start seeing people here showing up. We have the time sped up, so it's a little unnatural right now, but nothing waiting right now. But that should change. In Train Fever, we would see little silhouettes of people just sort of waiting. So we should see something like that here as well. Zoom out, see if I can see him. Anyone waiting over here? Alright, somebody wait at the station, please. I'd appreciate it. There it goes. Yep. Oh, yeah. The little yellow silhouette there tells me that there's somebody waiting. And it should even tell you, yep, passengers Ashby to Ostel 3. So it's slowly increasing. Yep. As more and more people are waiting at that stop. And we'll see more and more use out of that. And it says you can upgrade tram track. Okay, so you can upgrade tram tracks if you want. I'm not going to do that. So now we've got 2 lines set up. Our crude oil is up to 43.6K. Let's go and check on that real quick. Make sure that we're doing okay. Production is 18 out of 100. What's up with that? Why is it going... It's going down. It shouldn't be going down. I wonder if that has something to do with the frequency. It's like the production is now 24. It's all over the place. I wonder if more vehicles would help solve that problem. Then again, we don't have anywhere to go with these. That might be another problem. You know, this town of St. Austell here might want these goods, and this place has nowhere to put them. So I'm thinking we need another line, maybe from St. Austell North to St. Austell. That's south. I guess that's north. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna create a. Now this is commercial here. So I'm thinking that's where the goods need to go, possibly. Now we want a regular size street. Close that down. Okay. So, yeah, without me playing the tutorial, I'm not exactly sure. Let's close that. Let's close the build menu too while I'm at it. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, cargo needs. Okay, here we go. I'm glad it tells you. Tools, food, and goods, whereas industrial... Okay, this is the one that needs the fuel. So we're going to want to put the station near the industrial zones. And the residential needs what? Nothing from the looks of it. So who needs the oil? That's weird. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Well, let's put a station near the oil, or not the oil, but the industrial zones over here, and see if we can spur. Ow, what are you doing? Thank you. Okay. Spur some growth that way. So we're gonna put a station, and again, we're going to try and cover as many industrial zones as possible. This might not be a good spot for it. Yeah, I mean, it's not touching these yellow ones down here, which is not... Yeah, but it's touching the majority of them here, which is what we want. First passenger transported. Nice. Okay. So we've got that there, and we've got that here. So we're going to want a new line. Let's close that down. Now, we have our depot here somewhere, don't we? Is it up here, maybe? Oh, it's right here. Okay, I see it. So we can use that depot for the vehicles. So we're going to create a new line. Going from here. Oh, I thought I hit the right button. There we go, new line. See, I don't like the lime green. I've already got a dark green. Let's go with a blue color. Add station. Here to here. There we go. Close. Oh, actually, let's rename that. We're just going to do fuel Fuel to Saint Austell. Creative names, yes. So now we need vehicles for that. So let's close that and close that. We're going to buy some road vehicles. Again, we want the horse wagons because they can actually carry cargo. So let's start with 4 and see what that does. We'll see what the frequency is, and then we'll add more as we need to. Let's close that down. And set line all. Fuel. All right, let's open up our line manager and see what the frequency is. 4 minutes, that's not bad. I think we'll hang on to that. Production is now 30, 28. Yeah, this is just all over the place. But now we have a place to put these finished goods. We'll find out. It says line usage no. I wonder why that is. Even though we're still making money off this, 32.9K. Oh, looks like fuel is now here. Good. Fuel to... Yep. Awesome. So we'll be shipping that down here, and we should see some growth. And it looks like our passenger line is starting to turn a profit. We've only got 1.63 million in the bank. That's what I meant. Like, just these 3 lines alone required half of my funds. Trying to put a train down at this point in time would be suicide from a financial standpoint. So it's best to hold off on those things until you have the means. Planks, plastic, planks, steel. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that for right now. But I like the fact that there's more goods to juggle around in this game compared to Train Fever. But again, for those of you that have played Train Fever before, I think you'll be in for a good time because you'll be able to acclimate yourself pretty easily into this. Again, this is not any sort of final review, mind you, but I will say that, as a Train Fever, player, I mean, I'm not the best at it, but I've played it quite often. I can prove that. Go check out my Train Fever playlist. I've got tons and tons of videos out there, so I know what I'm talking about. For the most part. Yeah, so go check those out if you haven't. That way you can sort of compare the 2 games. But yeah, so far really cool. Obviously the tutorial needs fixed, and I haven't checked the campaign out yet, but I'll be anxious to see what that's all about. So stay tuned. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to my YouTube channel. That way you can keep up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.